Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audio cast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, Anindya Banerjee. आज Asian equity market के cues are negative for the Indian rupee, but that should not matter for the USD. And why? Because on Friday, after the release of the US jobs report, US dollar index and USD in general sold off in the global markets. और जिसकी वजह से offshore में USD आना pulled back from almost 82.90 all the way down to 82.67 और जहाँ पे अभी ये trade कर रहा है on the spot reference. So the 11th, almost the 11-month-old range का जो upper end of resistance है 83, that has held once again. Friday it had closed tentatively at the border. So we suggested that you can buy some out of money calls and have some out of money puts because we don't know which way it's going to move. If it breaks out with a gap, then you will have at least some instrument to participate. But if it does not, you will also have an instrument to participate, which is an out of money put. So that it seems like that we will exit the calls and we'll continue with the puts because जब भी ये 83 के आसपास failure हुआ है, it has pulled back all the way down towards 81, 80 and lower levels. So if that pattern holds, तो उसके हिसाब से शायद we may see a move below 82 once more. Again, if this pattern holds. So which means this range bound kind of condition continues and which is understandable क्योंकि अगर ये range को break करना है, then it needs some kind of a major trigger because such a long range break होने के बाद you don't see a 50, 60 or a 1 rupee move. You see a major shift in the price action. Sometimes such ranges take time to break in the sense that you see a false break on either side, a pullback and then a final break. So that is also possible. Keep that in mind. But once this range is totally resolved, मतलब ये range totally resolve होता है into a trend, it will, in our opinion, it will be a move driven by global factors. And it will have implications on equity markets, commodity markets, everything. So till that point in time, some major event, major trigger arrives. तब तक ये range will continue. Now how to trade? Simple. Right now you sell on rise क्योंकि upper end of the range से it's coming down. हो सकता है आज gap down है तो it may not do much. It may try to pull back and fill the gap. But during this week or over this week, the idea is to sell on rise. You can use an out of money put. You can use future stop. Positional के हिसाब से will be above 82.95 spot closing के हिसाब से. 82.95 spot closing के हिसाब से you can have a positional stop. Intraday में pull back हो सकता है क्योंकि gap down से start होगा तो generally it tries to fill the gap. So once it tries to fill the gap and it again starts to sell off, then you can start buying put options. Scalpers के लिए put will be a probable instrument to trade for intraday. Short straddle, short strangle again. You need this currency to be far more stable than just moving around in 1 to 1 rupee 30 paisa range. अभी तक वो stability आए नहीं है तो shorting a straddle strangle with the implied volatility low, you have to be careful with it. You have to keep your position sizes small. Cross currencies में euro आना, JPY आना तीनों में हो सकता है हल्का पुल बैक देखने को मिले. ये हफ्ता we have the US inflation numbers जहाँ पे headline is expected to fall, the headline inflation. So headline and core दोनों inflation में show a downside surprise. But apart from the US inflation, there are no other major data which can impact the global markets. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Banerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.